We'll continue to focus our conversation on the aftermath of Kobe Bryant's serious and perhaps career-altering injury confirmed by the LA Lakers today, a torn Achilles tendon, which will end his season. In fact, Bryant underwent surgery at 1 o'clock Pacific time this afternoon. Here he was suffering it last night with just more than 3 minutes to go in the Lakers' win over the Golden State Warriors. And we're joined now by Kobe's former teammate and our colleague here at NBA TV, Shaquille O'Neal, is with us. You and Kobe, of course, Batman and Robin, your way to 3 titles with the LA Lakers. You also suffered the same injury at the end of your career. As someone who's been through it, and who knows Kobe, the player and the worker, as well as you do, I'm curious about your expectations for his return.
Well, a lot of people don't really understand and realize that 75% of Achilles tears occur in athletes between the ages of 30 and 40 years old. And then 20% of the time, they either have tendonitis or a previous injury. And, this is likely due to the increasement of his, minutes and, stuff like that. He's an older guy and, he got injured, a few times. And, instead of getting the proper rest and letting the injury fully heal, he just wanted to, get his treatment and be back out there with his guys. So I talked to him last night. I told him, I know you feel like it's torn, but I just hope it's just a sprain. He was like, no, big dog, it's torn. Back in the old days, I heard you talk about the previous players. Back then, the surgeries, the recovery time was 7 to 9 months. Now with the new surgeries that they have and the better treatments that they have, I see him coming back in 4 to 6 months. He's a hard worker. He never stops working, and he loves when people doubt him. So I actually see him coming back between 4 and 6 months.
That would certainly be on the short end of the range that we've heard, not only because of other players' experience, but what the Lakers told us today. You mentioned the minutes, and there was a nearly immediate outcry on social media last night after the injury, laying the blame for Kobe's injury at the feet of head coach Mike D'Antoni because of the extended minutes Bryant has played. In your mind, could this injury last night have been avoided?
Well, the answer is yes and no, but, we all know Kobe's the type of guy that, he wants to be out there. He wants to be in the thick of things. And, they're fighting for their lives. They're fighting for that, playoff spot. And he's really the only one on their team playing at a high level. So I'm sure if Mike even wanted to take him out, Kobe would have gave him a, crazy look. But, he was playing smart, playing at a high level. But, injuries like that, as I said, they occur between, the ages of 30 to 34. He injured that leg a lot. He got bumped up a few times in that game. So, freak injury. If it didn't happen last night, he made that move a billion times before. So, because of the minutes, and, because of him playing at that high level, it was bound to happen.
Well, Shaq, you mentioned this level called the high level, if you will. When Kobe's going through this rehab, if he cannot get back to that high level, do you think he's willing to change his game and continue to play, or will he retire?
Well, he's definitely not going to retire because, we all know he has some unfinished business. He doesn't really like to talk about it, but, I know, personally, he's looking at that Michael Jordan scoring race. He's looking at, to get number 6 because, as a youngster, when you're compared to a certain type of player, if you could be on the same level as that player or surpass that player in any way, then you have ultimate bragging rights. It was always in my vision and view to always pass up Wilt Chamberlain. And the same injury that Kobe suffered from last night. That's the injury that made me retire because I was always looking to pass up Wilt Chamberlain in championship and in points.
Well, I know that you had a little handle back in the day, and when you tore your Achilles, did you lose that crossover?
I didn't lose a crossover. I can remember one time where I crossed you up, and the ref didn't call it, and I laid it up. But, as I said, Kobe is a great competitor. He's going to come back. Now the question is, who's going to take the leadership role on the team? And question number two is, you know, Kobe's averaging 26, 27 points. Who's going to fill that? Dwight's going to need to average 10 to 15 more points, and Jody Meek's going to have to score a little bit more. Steve Nash is going to score a little bit more. They're going to have to move the ball a little bit more. It's capable, but again, who's going to take the leadership role? Who's going to say, you know what, I know Kobe's not here with us, but you know what, this is how we got to play. Who's going to keep everyone in control?
A lot of questions for the duration of this season, however long it lasts, and into next season if Kobe's out for any extended period of time as well. Shaq, thanks for stopping by and dropping the medical knowledge on us as well.
That's right, baby. Dr. O'Neill, baby, research expert.
All right. Hey, talk to you later, Shaq.
Thank you.